Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good and staying safe. Welcome to SimpliCode's YouTube channel, and in today's session, we'll be taking you through MongoDB operators. I hope my audio is fine and the screen is clearly visible. If you guys are facing any issue, let us know in the comment section below and our team will try to resolve it as soon as possible. Well, I see only a few people have joined the session, so let us just wait for another 2 minutes so that rest of them will also join us. In the meantime, guys, I would like to tell you that we have regular updates on multiple technologies and programming languages on our channel SimpliCode. So if you're a tech geek and love watching tech videos, consider getting subscribed to our channel SimpliCode to stay updated with all the latest tech content. And hit that bell icon to never miss an update from us. Alright, so I think we have most of the people have joined the section, I guess. So let's get started. Alright, as we know, MongoDB is a NoSQL database program that controls document-oriented data instead of a relational data model, which comprises of rows and columns. Now, the speed of MongoDB is one of its characteristics as it handles a huge chunks of unstructured data. So, in order to perform a certain operation, MongoDB may use operators to carry out particular tasks in order to return queries more quickly and efficiently. So in today's session, we'll be taking you through all about the MongoDB operators. What are they, the different types of MongoDB operators that are used, its functions, with the help of some examples. So without any further ado, let's get started. So what is MongoDB operators? Operators are basically special symbols or keywords that tell a compiler what mathematical or logical operations to perform. The operator improves MongoDB functionality by enabling the developers and programmers to construct sophisticated queries to communicate with datasets that are appropriate for their application and perform certain complex tasks to retrieve the data. Now, in general, we use the find command or method to fetch the data from collections using the query operator. Also, we need to use the prefix which is the $sign before the query operator. So let us just quickly understand the syntax of the operators in MongoDB. The syntax is followed as db.nameofcollection.find, and within the parenthesis we have to mention the field name and mention the semicolon, and then we have to mention the $symbol with the help of the operator that we want to use, mention the value, and finally we use the pretty method. So let us just quickly go through all these terminology so that we'll have a better idea. Now, the name of the collection is basically according to the query operator we used in our query. This parameter is defined as the collection name from which documents have been retrieved. Next, we have the find method. Now, data can be retrieved from collections using this technique. We can also retrieve particular documents from MongoDB by using the find method with the query operator. Next, we have the field name. According to the query parameter we used in our query, this parameter is defined as the name of the field from which we are retrieving data. That is what we are trying to retrieve data from our collection is basically the field name. Next, we have the query operator name, which must be used to retrieve the documents from the collection in accordance with the query operations. Next, we have to mention the value. The value is nothing more than the field value that we used with the query operator to conduct logical or any mathematical operations and so on. And finally, we have an optional tag which is pretty. Now, since MongoDB output is in an unstructured format, so we can display our output using this technique in a structured format. And this is also optional, guys. So if there is a requirement to show the data in a proper structured way, you can use the pretty statement. So that was all about MongoDB operators, guys. So let us just move ahead. So let us now understand the different types of operators in MongoDB. Now, just like any operators in other programming languages, MongoDB operators are used to perform specific relational, mathematical, or logical operations and produce the final result. Operators in MongoDB are broadly classified into three types. The first one is query and projection operator. Next, we have update operator, and then finally we have aggregation pipeline operator. Now, in MongoDB, the default for queries is to return all the fields in the matching documents. So basically, a query and a projection operator is used to perform certain calculation, wherein a projection query is used to specify or restrict the data result returned in query result. Now, by specifying a projection query, you can specify the fields you want to return or exclude. Now, similarly, we have other query operators, which we'll be discussing in a while, which are used to perform certain complex calculation on the data that you're retrieving from the documents. Next, we have the update operator, which basically updates the value of all the fields of the documents, which is matching the specified condition. And finally, we have the aggregation pipeline. So it basically provides the competent results as a result of processing the data, records, and document. So it is similar to that of aggregate functions in SQL, wherein it aggregates all the values within a document and performs certain aggregation operation like sum, maximum, minimum, and so on. So these were some of the main different types of operators in MongoDB. So let us now just get into detail and how they are further classified into various types. Now, query and projection operator further classified into various other types such as comparison operator, logical operator, array operator, element operator, bitwise operator, evaluation operator, and finally we have geospatial operator. Now, it is time taking to get into all of this stuff and explain each and every operator, guys. So let us just focus on the main operators that are frequently used in MongoDB. So firstly, let us discuss about the comparison operator, guys. Now, the comparison operators are basically used to compare two expressions and retrieve data from the documents. That is, the documents that we have stored. That is all the data from the collections, which are basically the group of collections, is basically a document in MongoDB that is stored in the MongoDB database. Now, we have several such comparison operators in MongoDB. Now, as explained earlier, we have to use the $sign with the help of operator that we have been mentioning. So basically the operators take the $sign and then we have to mention the operator that we have taken. So let us just discuss some of the operators here. The first one is EQ, which is basically the equal operator, which matches values that are equal to the value specified in the query. Next, we have $any, which has a full form of not equal to, which is opposite of equal, and matches all the values that are not equal to the value specified in the query. Next, we have GT and GT, which is basically greater than and greater than equals to. This operator basically matches the value that are greater than the value specified in the query, or that are even greater than or equal to the value specified in the query. Next, we have the LT or LTE, that is less than or less than equals to. Again, as the word goes, it is similar. Again, it matches the values that are less than the value specified in the query, or it matches with the less than or equal values specified in the query in the document. And finally, we have the in and NIN, which basically matches any of the value that is existing or not existing in an array specified in the query. I know it is a bit of confusing, so let us just understand this with an example here. So consider this example on your right hand side where you can see this image, which is basically a format of a document that is stored in a MongoDB database, guys. So let us say I have a collection named orders of, let's say, a stationery item database. Now I have further three different documents that are present in this collection. So basically a group of documents is basically a collection in a MongoDB database. So I hope you've understood what is a collection, document, and what is a database. So if you want to know more about it, we have a dedicated video on what is MongoDB, where we've explained clearly on all these terms and how it exactly works. Make sure you check that out, which will be quite helpful and I would highly recommend. So as you can see, we have basically three documents here. We have an ID of three different people who have purchased certain products from a stationery and have different IDs. So we have three customers here, Rahul, Pranav, and Kirti. Now, if I want to perform comparison operation for this, let us just understand how equal and not equal operation performs. So basically, I'm taking an example here which says db.orders.find, where payment mode is equals to card. So basically, the compiler finds all the documents that is present in this collection where the payment mode is made through card, which instead of cash. So basically we have here the details of two customers who have used the payment mode as card, which is customer Rahul and customer Kirti. So in this way, it will return these two following documents. And similarly, we have any, which is not equal to, and I'm taking another example, which is db.ordersFind order total is not equals to 600. Now, as you can see in the image, we have the third document of customer Kirti whose order total is 600, right? So it basically evaluates this and returns the result which has an order total which is not equals to 600. That is basically the first two documents. That is, it will retrieve the data from this document of the first, two documents, which is of customer Rahul and customer Pranav, whose order total is basically 2450 and 5800 respectively. So that is basically what is a comparison operator using EQ and NE, which is equal to and not equals to. Alright, moving ahead, let us now discuss what is GT and GT, which basically derives as greater than and greater than equals to. Again, let us consider the same collection, same example that we have taken earlier. Now the first query is basically for GT, that is db.orderFind order total is greater than 3000. Alright, so we are basically performing a search query wherein we want only those documents whose order total is greater than 3000. Now if you look at the image, we have only I guess one document which is of customer Pranav whose order total is 5800, which is more than 3000. And similarly we have for greater than equals to, which is db.ordersFind order total GTE 2450. So basically we should retrieve the document whose order total is more than 250. Again, we have two documents here, right? Now we have a document of customer Rahul and the customer Pranav whose order total is 2450, which is equals to 2450 that we have mentioned in our query. So basically the details of the documents of customer Rahul and customer Pranav whose order total is greater than or equals to 24,500. Alright, moving ahead, let us now understand what is LT and LT, which is negation or complete opposite of greater than and greater than equals to. Now in less than, we have taken an example which is again order total which is less than 2000. So I guess we have only one record again here of customer Kirti whose order total is 600, and similarly less than or equals to 500. Now I guess we have only one document again of Kirti which is order total is 600. Oh, I'm sorry, less than or equals to 500, right? So we don't have any document of the customers which is less than or equals to 500, guys. Sorry, just pardon me for my mistake, I didn't check. So we don't have any customers whose order total is less than or equals to 500. So it will basically retrieve a null value. So that were some examples of comparison operator. Let us move ahead with logical operators now. So basically logical operators return data based on the expression that evaluate the following condition to either be true or false. Now in general we have four different types of logical operators in MongoDB, which is AND, OR, NOT and NOT, which is again similar with any other programming languages where we use a logical operator and similar to that of SQL as well. Now basically the AND operator returns all the documents that match the condition of both the expressions specified. And OR operator returns all documents that match the condition of either expression specified. Next we have the NOR operator, which returns all documents that do not match the condition of either expression. This is basically an opposite of OR operator. And finally we have the NOT operator, which basically returns documents that does not match with the query expression in a document. So again, let us just understand with an example by considering the same example, which is the order collection. Now for first example, I'm taking AND operator, which says db.ordersFind and address city is either Delhi or payment mode is cash. Now if I look into the collection here, I have only one such document where address city is Delhi and payment mode is cash, that is the details of customer Pranav. So it will retrieve only the document of Pranav here. Next, if I consider the OR operator, which is db.ordersFind OR city Jaipur or order total is less than or equals to 100. So we have Jaipur city whose I think it's of customer Jaipur, yeah, it's of customer Rahul. So it will retrieve that one, and it will also retrieve those documents whose order total is less than or equals to 1000. Now we have only one document of Kirti whose order total is 600, which is again less than or equals to 100. So basically the first document and the third document will be retrieved in our query in a final resultant set. And finally we have the NOR operator, which says the city is not either Delhi or payment mode is cash. Now other than city Delhi and the payment mode cash, that is we have Pranav whose payment mode is cash and he also belongs to Siri. So basically it will remove the document of this person customer Pranav, and it will fetch the first and third documents, that is the customer Rahul's and the customer Kirti. So those were some of the logical operator examples we have used. I hope you've understood. So moving ahead, let us now discuss some element operators, guys. The element query operators are basically used to locate document, based on the fields of the document. Now, what that I mean is, so basically every document has a field, right? Now, for example, let's say in the previous example, I've taken ID, customer name, order total, and so on, which is basically a field. And now these field have further values or elements to its name. Right, so the element operator basically finds all the documents based on the fields of the document that you're trying to search for. Now we have basically two element operator, which is exist and types. Exist operator basically returns documents that have a specific field. Now if I let us take an example. Let's say I have an collection employees, and I want to find the employee age as a field. I want to find if there is a field called employee age and his age is greater than or equals to 35. So I've taken this example which says db.employees find employee age exists true, GT 35. So if there is any field in our collection of employee age and is greater than 25 or greater than 35, it will retrieve those documents. And similarly, we have the type operator, which returns document if field is of only a specified type. Now, if I take an example here, let's say if I'm trying to find a field employee age again, and it is of double integer type. So if I want a particular field data type, I can use the type operator here. So that was all about element operator, guys. And let us move ahead and finally discuss one of the main used operator, that is array operators. Array operators in MongoDB are basically used to query documents that include a field of arrays. Now, we basically again have three different types of operators used in MongoDB. The first one is all operator. It returns documents from a collection if it matches all the values in the specified array. Next, we have the size operator. It returns documents from the collection to match an array with a provided number of elements in it. Next and finally, we have elim match, which returns those documents that match specified condition within each array element. Now, I know it is a bit of confusing, so let us just move ahead and understand with an example here. Consider the same example again, where we have three documents here. Now, for first example, I've taken the all operator, which is an array operator. So what I'm trying to find is, I'm trying to find a element or value which has, a notebook and a paper. So the query is followed as db.order.find orders item all notebook and paper. So if you look into the image, I think we have only two documents where we have this fields having notebook and paper. That is the first customer and second customer. If you look into the item name, we have notebook and paper in the first document, and second document also we have item name, notebook and paper. So it will retrieve these two documents. And next we have the size. So the size basically retrieves the number of array elements that you want in your resultant set. Now the query is followed as db.order.find where order items is of size 4. Now if you look into all the three documents that are present here, we have only one such document where it has 4 elements. Now, if you look at the first document of customer Rahul, order items, we have 4 different, fields. That is, he has placed an order on notebook, paper, general, and postcard. Now, in contrast, if you look at the other two documents where we have only notebook, paper, and postcard for Pranav, and we have only notebook and postcard for Kirti. So, which is against or which does not satisfy the size operator. So it basically retrieves only the first one, which has 4 elements or fields. So I think that was all about the array operators, guys. I hope you understood about all the query and projection operators and its different types. Now again, we have several many operators like geospatial, comment operator, and so many, but which are not that significant in its usage. But anyways, if you want us to cover in our further tutorials, let us know, wherein we'll try to cover a more detailed version of it with a hands-on experience with the MongoDB database as well. And finally, let us discuss what is update operator, guys. And basically, MongoDB offers a variety of field update operators to update the values of the fields in documents matching the specified condition. So it is basically similar to that of DML command, which is an update command, which is used to update the values in the columns. Now, similarly in MongoDB, there might be a possibility that you have to update some values, and that is where we have the update field operators. Now, there are again various such update operators. So let us just go through one by one. We have first one as current date, which is used to set the value of a field to current date, either a date or a timestamp. Next, we have INC, which is basically increment. It is used to increment the value of the field by the specified amount. Next, we have the min and max, which is used to update the field if the specified value is less than the existing field value or it is greater than the existing field value. Next, we have the MUL, which is a full form of multiply. It is used to multiply the value of the field by the specified amount. And finally, we have the rename. As a name suggests, this operator is used to rename a field within a document. So that was all about the operators in MongoDB, guys. I think we have covered almost all the important update operators that are used frequently on a general basis. I think this is quite enough for you to perform all the complex operations that you undertake to retrieve certain documents or values in your database. And that brings us to the end of today's session, guys. I hope you've understood all the topics and concepts covered in today's session. If you have any further queries regarding any of the topics covered in today's video, let us know in the comment section below, and a team of experts will be more than happy to help resolve all your queries at the earliest. Stay tuned to furthermore for such interesting concepts on MongoDB. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Until next time, stay safe and keep coding.